Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I know last week I announced that we have a new sponsor, Elite Veteran Outfitters, and we talked a little bit about the fact that they went up to my property in Wisconsin and did some turkey hunting, and I'm happy to say that they got the veteran who went with. He got a great big turkey.
Wow,
very
that's awesome.
Successful. But some things happened on that hunt that I want to talk about in today's episode that I think relates to fishing and a lot of the things that Randy Blaukat has been talking about with forward-facing sonar. And so this gets to one of our issues that we've talked about in the past, and I really think there's a connection. So I'd like to kind of bring that up. So stick around, guys, and we'll talk about that when we get back. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher.
I'm Megan Fuller.
So Megan, one of the things, and I'm not a turkey hunter, so I don't know a whole lot about this, but as I was talking to Ryan, who guided the hunt last week, one of the things that I found is that turkey hunters really know the birds more than deer hunters, even bow hunters, and certainly more than fishermen, in terms of they know the animals that they are hunting prior to them actually hunting them. So just real briefly.
Wait, like the specific
They
animal?
know the number of birds. Yeah, they can, like, that's what I'm getting at. Let me explain.
Okay.
So what you do when you turkey hunt is you literally go out the night before and you put the birds to bed. You roost the birds. They know where the turkeys are roosting in the trees the night before. And so what they do to scout the property and know what's out on the property is they'll do this prior to a hunt where they will, okay, the birds are roosting in these trees. The next morning, they'll come down. As the birds come down from the trees, okay, there's this many hens. There's this many jakes. Jakes are young male birds.
Okay.
And there's this many toms. Toms are the older, mature breeding turkeys that will breed with the hens. And so, and the point is that these guys, the guides like Ryan, they will know exactly what birds are on the property in that area. And it's not like deer hunting, because with deer hunting, especially bow hunting, we can sit up in a tree stand and we can see, oh, yep, there's a doe with 3 yearlings, there's a buck or 2 that go by, but we don't know that that's all of them.
Right.
Because see, turkeys vocalize, and the hunter can vocalize to hear them clucking and calling, and so they can hear the bird. Yeah, right. They can hear the birds in the trees responding to the calls and know, okay, I've got these birds here, but sounds like there's also some birds down the way a little bit.
That's what I was going to ask. They don't always stay all together.
Right.
Okay.
But as a hunter, they have an idea of where the groups of turkeys are.
Okay.
So I'm getting to my point here is that what Ryan was kind of telling me is that they had a group of birds. Those birds that they had roosted the night before, that morning when they were hunting, those birds came down. He talked about 10 hens and about 6 jakes and 1 tom. 1 mature bird. Now, those 6 jakes, they're too immature. They're males, but they're too immature to breed. And so the point with this is that with this entire turkey population that we have just on this 180 acres, and again, I'm talking about a small fishbowl kind of a population, there's all these hens that are breedable, but there's only one tom to do that. Now, granted, that's not just what, but in this particular day on this particular situation, there was one tom. See? Those jakes are not going to breed those hens, okay? And so the point is that the state of Wisconsin is handing out these turkey licenses and knowing that you can only shoot a mature tom. That's putting all of these populations of turkey, which has really expanded over the years, to a point where the mature toms are being taken out of the population. Right. And there aren't enough of them being left to breed to continue the populations.
Right. I mean, you can't shoot that one tom. If there's only one, you can't go after that one.
Well, but the point is that the state of Wisconsin is allowing it. Now, turn that on fishing. One of the arguments that, that Randy makes is that forward-facing sonar is going to hurt the fishing population. Now, I have always taken the stance that, it's not going to hurt from a standpoint of tournament angling. I don't think it's right as a tournament angler to rely on forward-facing sonar. I think we should be using our instincts and our skills.
Correct.
But we aren't going to decimate the populations because we catch and release.
Oh, because you return them. Right.
My biggest concern has been for the everyday angler that uses forward-facing sonar and can go out and catch 5 fish, put them in the frying pan, and go out tomorrow and catch another 5 and put them in the freezer, and it's going to decimate populations.
Right.
But I've always relied on, but if that happens, the state can regulate limits and say, hey, you know what, the limit is no longer 5, it's 3 or something like that. But given what I'm seeing with turkey hunting and what Ryan is telling me with turkey hunting, the state isn't going to do that. They aren't doing it with turkey hunting. It's a financial resource.
Right.
They're getting paid by all of these turkey hunters because these turkey hunters are having success. Mm-hmm. And the state's perfectly willing to take the money from these turkey hunters in the form of licenses. And that, I don't know. I just think that I don't see relying on state Department of Natural Resources to respond quick enough to be able to manage these populations in the wake of this technology that is, going to be able to remove more, in this case, fish from the system. And all you have to do is look at turkey hunting and the way that that's working to see that they really aren't managing that. It's a free-for-all out there. According to Ryan, it's...
Well, and like their inability to, even if they did set these mandates or these laws, like keeping them in check and monitoring it, like, you caught 5 fish an hour, or you can only catch 3, but you caught 5. How are the people even going to get caught with doing that? I mean, it's this whole thing.
Yeah,
is just...
yeah, and that's a good point. And I mean, going back to Ryan, Ryan, one of the things that Ryan talked to me was about, Mark, we're done on your property. We took that one tom. We're done for this year. Our land management practices now are going to say, we'll wait till next year when those 6 jakes that we saw become mature enough to take care of the population that you have. So we're not going to take any more. We're not going to be, and that's the thing that I love about working with Elite Veteran Outfitters, is their land management dedication is almost as strong, if not stronger, than their dedication to working with vets. They want to make sure that they have a place to come next year, bring another vet to do that. So they were like, okay, we're not.
Shows integrity.
Absolutely. And, you know, so I feel great from a standpoint of, in our case, it's the guys from Elite Veteran Outfitters that are self-regulating and saying, we're not gonna take any more out of this. We're gonna let this sit now and let this naturally. And here we are, just the opposite as fishermen and as technology and as a whole, saying, hey, let's use this technology and go just rape and pillage kind of thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, the anglers themselves, like how if Ryan is being holding himself accountable, anglers should hold themselves accountable of, oh, we shouldn't go after these fish. But that's hard when they're down deep and they're, what, 5, 6 pounds. That's
right.
Tempting.
And it's very tempting. Absolutely. And you can see them on the screen and you can throw right to them and get to them. Again, I listen to both sides of the arguments, and I watch Randy's stuff and I hear it, and then in my head I'm going, yeah, but there was a but that I had that I'm now going, yeah, I don't think that but works anymore. I don't think that we can rely on the state mandates,
right.
State limits are going to respond if in fact we go out and take more than we have been in the past, because we now have this new technology. We're not going to do it ourselves, and I don't think the state's going to do it either. So, guys, I'd love to hear your opinions on this. I think that even though we're talking about turkey hunting and fishing, I think the two kind of correspond, and you can see the parallel that I'm making, and it's something to think about this weekend. And we'll be back for more episodes of Mark Fisher Outdoors on Monday. Again, guys, if you haven't already, we'd encourage you to subscribe to the channel. And we'll see you on Monday for another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. Take care, everybody.
Stay channeled.